Vola anguela o veteranu, hoi tabua. Aku do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM, na bandu na seri.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka do talita na Bula FM berarti na bandu na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nan regen gosa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang gosa mundu achiwe na Bula FM na bandu na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barongo na Bula FM.
In the news tonight, body cams to record LTA stops. Fiji med students meet PM in Cuba. And court to decide fate of seized fish.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Leading news tonight, MH Superfresh has been fined $20,000 by the Suva Magistrates Court on one count of false and misleading representation. This concludes action taken by the Fiji Competition and Consumer Commission, which brought the charge against the supermarket after FCCC officers conducted a surprise inspection following a complaint. Chief Executive Joel Abraham says they had received an email where the consumer complained about the difference in prices displayed versus what was being charged at the checkout. Abraham says they held a caution interview with MH Superfresh's appointed representatives who admitted to the allegation. During the inspection, it was discovered that a bottle of Fabuloso was displayed and offered for sale at $5.95, but at the point of sale, the item cost displayed $6.45. The Land Transport Authority is now in the process of introducing body cams that will be worn by all its traffic infringement officers when on duty. Apanisa Wangarandovo reports the cameras will record interactions between their officers and motorists.
The body cams will mean that any disputes between officers and motorists will be recorded.
We take very seriously the need to ensure that our officers behave with the utmost integrity always. So the body cams are there to protect our customers, but they're also there to protect our officers.
The cameras will also ensure both parties are safeguarded.
Sometimes our officers will be the subject of unwarranted allegations. So it's a two-sided approach, protecting our customers and also protecting our officers.
Here is some responses from the public.
It will be good for public. They'll improve their attitude. Sometimes the officers they stop and they argue us.
I believe it's good. So it will prevent bribery, first thing, and corruption. And I believe it's good about the attitude, how they talk to drivers.
It's a good idea. It prevents bribery.
Then LTU will know what's going on the road. No?
Simpson says they have also received complaints regarding their officers' attitude, and any report of professional misconduct is investigated and action is taken if necessary. Apenisa Wangarandovu, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorengen Bainimarama is currently on an official state visit in Cuba. Bainimarama met with Fijian students who are studying medicine in Cuba today. Hosting a lunch, the Prime Minister got to hear firsthand from the students on how their scholarships were progressing. Following that meeting, Bainimarama met with Cuba's president and was accorded a Guard of Honor at the Palace of Revolution in Havana. Bainimarama also paid Fiji's respects with a wreath-laying ceremony in honor of Jose Marti, a man who symbolized Cuba's bid for independence. The PM will continue his state visit with an array of meetings and events aimed at strengthening the bilateral cooperation and development between Fiji and Cuba. The Ministry of Fisheries is now in the process of deciding how best to dispose of the kawakawa and donu fish that was seized during the seasonal ban from June and September. Fisheries Permanent Secretary Craig Strong says they've kept the confiscated fish as part of evidence at their Fisheries Service Centre. Maggie Boyle reports.
All the restaurants that did have
significant seizures of the group of fish during the ban has left the ministry turning to the court to decide on its disposal.
Most preferable for us is to return that stock to the ecosystem. So we'll put it back in the sea so it becomes food and it goes back into the ecosystem. The second is to have it as feed for our aquaculture, our hatcheries. We have 2 hatcheries around the country. And the third would be, and it's not our preferred, is to dispose of it. So those are the 3 options that we have.
With the ban wrapping up its second year, Strong says they're now looking at how this can be improved next year.
Into looking at alternative species of fish to consume during the ban period. For us, it's about just being better than before, looking at areas we could have been better.
For some in the fish business, they want mixed reactions on the impact of the ban.
The cacao, they have all sizes. We are after these 2 years of ban, the cacao come in the same size.
And when we catch them that time, they were killing them. That's why I was happy when the ban came in.
Meanwhile, several cases against individuals and companies are currently being processed by the ministry for further legal action. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Steps are being taken to further strengthen trade and investment relations between Fiji and New Zealand. A team of potential investors led by New Zealand's Trade Minister are in the country to look at opportunities and at the same time iron out any gaps that may still be existing. Josai Nanunga reports.
Trade tensions between Fiji and New Zealand eased some time ago, and the two countries are now working together to take the relationship to new heights.
We stayed apart for too long. You know, there's some obvious history to that, not all of which is happy, but we've now got past that and we've got a strengthened relationship now.
The New Zealand-Fiji Business Council is doing all it can to inform the visiting delegation about the potentials that exist in Fiji.
Well, there's 19 people traveling on this business mission with the Business Council. In Nandi, we had the Nandi Chamber speak about their vision for the Nandi city, Lautoka Chamber about the opportunities in the infrastructure, and then we had 4 case studies to show to our investors, business people, how business happens in Fiji.
And New Zealand stands ready to share its experience.
I think that there's a lot of work that we can do between New Zealand and Fiji to help strengthen Fiji's ability to take advantage of some of those opportunities.
New Zealand has been one of our Fiji's top 10 export destinations. New Zealand has been one of Fiji's top 5 import or supplier markets over the years.
Currently, the trade relationship between the two Pacific countries stands at over $1 billion, and the aim is to double this figure by 2025. Josai Nanunga, FBC News.
Up ahead, new textbook policy soon. And landowners benefit from first harvest. Details after the break.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lautoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
An increase in the number of elderly staying at aged care homes should be a concern. Launching Senior Citizens Week in Lambasa, Minister for Women Mereseni Vuniwanga said many tend to forget the enormous contribution elderly citizens have made for their families and the nation. Eleanor Tarangaiviu has more.
With over 70% of our population now under the age of 40 years, Fiji will have an aged population in another 2 to 3 decades. This will undoubtedly mean the number of residents in the aged care homes will also increase.
I could not stress any further on the point of how significant it is to sustain and accommodate the aging population of our country. We cannot overlook the element that our nation's aging population will continue to increase.
The Lambasa Golden Age Home has come a long way since it was established in 1958. It was recently expanded to cater for the increasing number of elderlies coming in.
When the number of residents in aged care homes increases, to me it speaks volumes of social issues that we need to address, not only on a national level, but more importantly as a family unit.
Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Mereseni Vuniwanga, says it's not easy listening to the elderlies in aged care homes tell stories of how they are there while they still have children around.
Even more so when they say they don't get to see their children in the homes as visitors. That says a lot about what we have become as a nation in relation to taking care of those that we love.
Senior Citizens Week is a timely reminder for everyone to appreciate the huge contribution our elderly citizens have made to our families and to the nation. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
Primary and secondary school students will be required to follow a new textbook policy, which the Education Ministry is working on. Minister Rosie Akbar says schools make requests for new books every year, even though stock has already been issued and student numbers have not increased. She adds these books, which cost millions of dollars, aren't cared for during the school year.
Right? We want more responsibility from the parents, we want more responsibility from the children. So we are in the process of working out a textbook policy which will be communicated to you, and that should be communicated to the parents. The child has to return the book in the condition he or she has been given the book. Believe me, if we don't inculcate the behavior of responsibility in our children, everything that we're going to give out, every building that we're going to make is not going to be taken looked after.
A former employee of the Fiji National Provident Fund and 3 others alleged to have defrauded the fund of over $30,000 have pleaded not guilty to the charges. They appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court this morning. Catherine Krishna reports.
It's alleged that a forged certificate of title was used to illegally obtain funds from the FNPF under the guise of housing assistance. Former FNPF employee Jack Edward Hiramatsu faces 5 counts of forgery involving various legal documents pertaining to the purchase of land. 32-year-old former ITLTP employee Andi Mara Rufina Garanivalu is charged with forgery for allegedly forging a certificate of title. 40-year-old naval officer Melissa Teki Sara is charged with using a forged document and obtaining financial advantage by deception, as is 32-year-old high school teacher Saini Pede Tandulala. It is alleged they tricked FNPF officials into accepting the documents as genuine and obtained $37,500 released from their FNPF accounts. The alleged offences took place between the 6th and 11th of June this year. Garanivalu, Sara and Tandulala have been granted bail, while Hiramatsu has been further remanded. The case will be recalled on December 12th to fix a hearing date. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The first lot of cane planted as part of a joint venture between the Fiji Sugar Corporation and landowners was harvested in Sarawangambua in the Northern Division. Under the joint venture, FSC handles the farming aspects, while landowners still retain the lease. Pranita Prakash reports.
This joint venture has opened up new opportunities for the people of Nasarawanga as the proceeds from the farm is shared between the land-owning entity.
Significance is it is the first ever that we will be harvesting from today onwards cane in Nasarawanga, and I hope this joint venture moves in a positive way. There are many other plans for it, but I believe this is a starting point.
Trucks have also been provided by the FSC to transport cane to the Lambasa sugar mill.
We have allocated 10 trucks to Nasarawanga so that the turnaround time is good.
Cane farmer Sakusa Kambakoro says he is happy with the harvest. The aim of this partnership is to build capacity among landowners so that the joint ventures can be transformed into self-sufficient business ventures. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
And Kelly joins us now with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break. FCCC delegates its functions. And in growing Fiji, new Indian boutique for the fashionable. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulalo Bagh. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और
Leading Business Tonight, appointed as the independent regulator for the electricity sector, the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission has delegated some of its functions to Energy Fiji Limited. The two entities signed an agreement yesterday to ensure the outsourcing is done in an accountable and transparent manner. Kritika Kumar reports.
This memorandum of agreement means the EFL will be under constant scrutiny by the FCCC.
FCCC will assume oversight of all regulatory functions. However, to ensure a smooth transition and minimal disruption to an essential industry, EFL will facilitate the performance of certain functions.
The EFL will carry out electrical installation, inspections and compliance checks on behalf of the Commission.
Now here, EFL will be required to inspect all electrical installation, generator interconnection, and as a first line of compliance, ensure that technical codes relating to electrical installations are being complied with. While FCCC will have full oversight regarding all testing and inspection programs, including results of all testing and inspection activities.
EFL's Chief Executive Hasmukh Patel says they will continue to provide license to electrical contractors and wiremen.
We are expert at carrying out these functions, and we do not want to at this stage create additional costs, and therefore EFL will continue to carry out such functions.
The EFL will continue to do meter testing and is obligated to send periodic reports. They will also notify FCCC about reports received from licensed electricians, including reports of fatal electrical incidents. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
And Sinifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the money market.
Let's look at the latest in the forex market. The US dollar hit near one-week lows against the euro and yen today, amid signs of a slowdown in U.S. economic growth and deepening global trade tensions. The greenback fell overnight after data showed hiring by U.S. private employers slowed in September. The weaker-than-expected numbers follow a separate release on Tuesday, showing sharp decline in factory activity that sent stock markets and bond yields tumbling. Adding to concerns, the United States won approval yesterday to levy tariffs on $7.5 billion worth of European goods, threatening to trigger a transatlantic trade war. We'll wait and see how this data will impact our Fiji dollar basket, if at all. That's all for now from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Thanks, Sinifa. Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar showed gains against the Chinese yuan, the US greenback, the Aussie dollar and the PNG kina. There was some minor slippage against the Kiwi dollar, the euro and the yen. On the commodities market, oil prices dropped slightly, closing just under $53 per barrel. Gold rose over $22, hitting over $1,500 per ounce, and silver closed up at $17.61 per ounce. In growing Fiji, months of hard work have come to fruition for local fashion designer Zulfikar Ali after the opening of his newest Indian boutique called Taprobana. Taprobana was the name by which the Indian Ocean island of Sri Lanka was known to the ancient Greeks. Ali believes his line of Indian couture will give consumers more choices with the growing demand in this business. He adds the brand reflects the type of costumes people can buy from his boutique.
Yeah, support has been great all the time. The customer support has always been there, which is amazing.
That's it from Business Tonight. Sports is up next with Jamie.
Thanks, Gillian. Good evening in Sports Tonight. All the action from the Rugby World Cup and Nandi football out to end IDC drought. Details after the break.
Natango meria maramani waya manatu sawa wetikitutunde nandi ya ndo marata kana varonga na radio Fiji 1.
Yawa asna vatili yawa maga monika tondo varonga vale bona doma ibiti lambasa
bula natango aprosana ngarse ngor kraki do televe no varonga na radio Fiji 1 na doma ibiti natango tsane bukia ngoni na mosi ando taleta kana varonga na radio Fiji 1.
The All Blacks blitz Canada on a memorable night for brothers Geordie Scott and Borden Barrett, the three making history as the first trio of All Black siblings to start a Rugby World Cup match in the 63-0 drubbing in Oita. But as this report from TVNZ explains, there could have been more points on the board.
A night to remember in the Barrett household. Bowden, Scott and Geordie, the first trio of brothers to start for the All Blacks at a World Cup. And it didn't take the Taranaki siblings long to leave their mark.
And Geordie Barrett finishes the job. Petinara. Wide to Williams this time, the kick through, Barrett, classy!
Bowden and Geordie both crashing over before half-time, but Scott couldn't follow suit.
Barrett on a long lead, and he drops it over the line.
The humidity of Oita took its toll on the players, as several tries went begging.
Basically, we were dropping wet as soon as we ran out to start the game, so yeah, it was a bit difficult, but obviously something to work on.
But after the break, the New Zealanders immediately turned up the heat.
Ghosting through the gap, Reid inside, there's the try for Scotty Barrett.
The All Blacks scored 5 tries inside 18 minutes, including a 2-try cameo off the bench from Brad Webber, which certainly caught the eye, as did Adi Savia's new goggles.
What a pass from Moonga, and Adi Savia picks the ball up and he's lost the goggles already.
Although the flanker's late injection couldn't inspire the All Blacks, who didn't score a point in the final 20 minutes.
Chasing him across was Coe, and he scared the ball out of his hands.
Despite the handling errors, the win's another box ticked for coach Steve Hansen.
It was a pretty good performance when you break it down. I thought, particularly that first half of the second half, they really came together and played good controlled rugby in what's really difficult conditions.
More pleasing still will be the impressive performances from Sonny Bill Williams and man of the match Richie Mo'unga.
Look, it's a humbling moment and a proud moment for myself and my family and friends, but obviously none of it's possible without the boys, in front doing the work.
The All Blacks won't have long to digest the result before their next game against Namibia on Sunday.
Aliveretti Raka scored on his Rugby World Cup debut for France in their 33-9 win over USA last night. France needed 3 late tries to survive a scare and see off United States for their second World Cup win. Here are the tries.
Out for Lopez. This time he does kick. Ficou and Johan Uge. Ituria waits. It comes instead to Lopez. That little kick. Raka on the receiving end. France's second try. They're up and running in Fukuoka.
What a kick, what a try, what a finish.
Out. Leroux for the line. 3 meters out. Serin to Ficou. Gaël Ficou. On the day he wins his 50th cap. That kick for Raka. This time he does catch it. High tackle advantage. They may not need the penalty because Baptiste Serin is heading for the post. And France have won their bonus point. Aldrit. On comes the drive. This looks formidable. They've got to get the ball to the back. Looks like it must be a try. Whistle goes. I think the referee will have a look.
Ireland coach Joe Schmidt says World Rugby has confirmed that referee Angus Gardner got 3 penalty calls wrong in Ireland's 19-12 loss to Japan on Saturday. Schmidt had expressed concerns about Gardner before the game, citing his handling of the Wales-Ireland game in March's Six Nations clash in Cardiff, and was quick to refer to the officiating in the aftermath of the Japan defeat. Ireland have since sought clarification on a few matters, and Schmidt says they've received confirmation from the governing body that 3 of the 4 offside calls given against Ireland were incorrect. The team is now preparing for the match against Russia tonight. Preparations are on track for the Fiji Prime Minister's 13 taking on their Australian counterparts next Friday in Suva. The match will also mark the first occasion the Australian Prime Minister's men's and women's teams will play in Fiji. Faria Begum has more.
A lot is at stake for the Fiji Prime Minister's 13 as the local players take on Australia, who are the world's top rugby league team.
I've seen a lot of patience in the boys, so I think it'll be a good tournament, especially like before the tournaments, with trainings and preparations, regardless of the games next week.
The captain says they have values which need to be adhered to in training.
I just respect whoever is taking control and obey the rules and the regulations, and especially at trainings.
Coach Brendan Costin says the outcome of the match is out of their control.
It doesn't matter if you're a player or a coach.
the outcome can be decided by the weather, can be decided by refereeing decisions, so you never have total control of the win or loss component of a game. But you can put the percentages in your favour, by holding the ball more than they do, by missing less tackles than they do.
Fijians have been urged to come out and support the men and women competing in the 2019 Prime Minister's XIII tournament next Friday at Suva's ANZ Stadium from 5:30 p.m. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
Fiji Broadcasting Corporation has teamed up with the Fiji National Rugby League ahead of the Prime Minister's XIII next week. The two parties signing an MOU today that will see FBC broadcast and promote the event across its TV and radio stations. FNRL Acting Chief Executive Don Natambe says it's great to have the support of the FBC as it hosts the Australian PM's XIII for the first time ever.
Prime Minister's XIII is an event product on its own, and I think that it is something that we're looking to build up in the future for all countries. It's the very first time that the game has been taken outside of PNG, and we're the very second nation to host the Prime Minister's XIII.
The Prime Minister's XIII tournament begins from 12:30 p.m. next Friday at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. Despite a 6-1 loss to New Zealand in the OFC Men's Olympic qualifier yesterday, Fiji Football Under-23 coach Marika Rondu remains positive. Rondu believes Fiji can improve with more international exposure. Aquila Dama with this report.
The scoreline may paint a different picture, but the man in charge looks at the match from a different perspective.
We want to continue to play good football. So we didn't panic, we didn't give away the game. We fought a good fight. I think that was more important for us as a team.
New Zealand scored 4 goals in the first half, but struggled in the second spell, which was a positive sign for Rondu and the side.
For us, and for me personally, I think out of the 4 games that we've played so far, I think for me this was the best. Because we have to dig deep in terms of our character, we have to dig deep in terms of the values of the team. So the boys put in a fair effort.
New Zealand, who is the favourite for this tournament, will need to tighten up on their defence in the final.
Clean sheets, of course, we do. Maybe the Heat's played something in the throw-in for the goal. But no, we've got more than enough. We'll spend the next couple of days just looking at those areas. But they're nothing big. It's nothing consistent. Just small decisions that need to be improved.
New Zealand will play Solomon Islands in the final on Saturday, with the winner qualifying for the 2020 Olympic Games. But before the final, Fiji takes on Vanuatu in the third-place playoff at Lautoka's Churchill Park. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The Jacks Nandi football team will be looking to restore lost glory next week during the court's IDC tournament. The side last won the coveted trophy 17 years ago at Basgovent Park after beating Rewa and is looking to repeat the performance next week. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The Nandi soccer team is aiming to finish on a high this year and lift the IDC trophy in front of home fans.
Look, when we walk in the streets in Nandi town, we feel the pressure. We feel the pressure on us. People have a lot of high expectations from this team, from the management, from the coach. So it's a very stressful affair at the moment.
The side is also expected to welcome back 5 of its players that were part of the Fiji Under-23 team, which will boost their preparations.
Of course, that's an added advantage because you have the whole crowd behind you. Yeah, I mean, the crowd really motivates you. So, yeah, that's an added advantage. But apart from that, a lot of stress.
Now the focus for Nandi is on the opening match next Tuesday.
We take them like they are champion team, so because they playing how many finals, but we are ready to face them coming next week.
The side was also dealt with a huge blow with top defender Jessel Kumar to miss out on the tournament. Nandi plays Suva next Tuesday in their opening match of the court's IDC at Prince Park at 8 p.m. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sport.
That's it from sports. Angie joins you later on with weather and the new media after the break, a comparison between how fast we text and type. Stay with us for the details.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है रेलेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज तक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है,
हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक गोंगवा लुगु लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Angie joins us now with the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. How did you like today's weather? Not so bright, right? We had a bit more rain than sunshine. But the good deal is that we are only a day away from the lovely, relaxing weekend. Now moving to the west, little show of sunshine, but that changed when rain clouds covered that up. Eastwards from Pakaba to Suva, overcast skies with no sunshine, showers expected tonight. And up north, sunshine didn't bug too much. Well, it didn't bug at all. Showers to roll in as well. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 10:15 p.m. with low tide at 4:42 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:47. For tomorrow, while we look forward to Friday, rain is looking forward to meeting us. What a connection. Tomorrow's temperatures, cooler centers ranging in the higher 20s, but it's bound to fluctuate. And looking further on to Saturday, not to make you sad, but rain will be visiting. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, should people pay a fee for putting elderly family members in aged care homes?
Yes, I do think they should pay for their elders to stay in the old age homes because it's their responsibility, but they are not taking it.
I think they should pay. These are our elders who have brought us up and the reason why we existed today.
I think there should be give some money to show people show.
Since they were small, they were looked after by them. So they should lend some money to the old people to care for their parents or grandparents.
Yes, they should, because they shouldn't do that. They should take care of their parents.
So when they leave their elderly relatives at the old people's home, they should give some sort of money to the homes.
I think they should, because it will deter them from leaving the elderly there.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, body cams to record LTA stops. Fiji med students meet PM in Cuba. And court to decide fate of seized fish. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Our poll question this week we're asking, is rugby union becoming too reliant on video refereeing? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, this gorgeous picture was taken in Nassau Ra by Catherine Krishna. Work on the crossing that connects 3 villages to the King's Highway is taking shape. This crossing was damaged during Cyclone Winston. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe, stay warm and dry. Good night.
Here in Tavwa, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Fong. I studied Suva. I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Osnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm a curator from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.